Oh, she's a beautiful African woman. She's tall. I don't know how tall she is. She's gonna tell us. She's a singer-songwriter and a budding producer. Let's welcome on the show, Wendy Kay.
Hey, welcome.
Wendy.
Thank
Oh, no, my colors. I love
Yes,
colors.
today we are representing.
Yeah, uncle.
Karibu sana.
Thank
But just to
you.
start off, tell us a bit about you. Where are you from, and has it always been music?
So my name is Wendy Kay. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. Music has not really been from a very young age, but I fell in love with it a bit later in primary, going into secondary, and it's been my love ever since.
Yeah.
So that's what you studied?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I studied hospitality management in Strathmore, but still music was still calling me. So I was
Number
like,
one.
it's okay, let's do this.
But I'm just curious to know, like, as much as music was calling you, is it because you grew up around people who love music, your family? Where did the passion just, emanate from?
It's actually my family. We used to listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
Even my mom's side of the family especially, it's very musical. So I guess that environment, growing up, being influenced by different, sounds, just developed a huge interest in me without even knowing. Yeah.
So you started with the church?
Well,
Because most people start there. Amegrogro kidogo anaingia huko tutoto tunaitangwa Sunday school.
Sunday
Unaimba
school.
huko.
Yeah, it was there, but I was actually dancing in church more than I was singing, which is so weird because now I can't dance. I don't know what happened. But yeah, that's how it started.
So
Yes.
when was the first time you got into studio? Your first experience around the musical scene?
I'd say the first time I went to the studio was, I think I went to record with Mutoria. Amazing producer, amazing friend. It was a few years ago. The song sounded very bad, but nonetheless, it was a beautiful experience. I was like, I'm in the right path, so I have to keep on going.
And how was this experience when you were doing the background vocals before before you decided to take the center stage and go, to the front line? You were doing BGVs, and that actually got you to the Coke Studio. Talk to us about that experience.
Coke Studio was actually life-changing for me. It immediately changed how I viewed music, the industry, the business, myself, my music, everything. So even through meeting all these big African artists, you really learn a lot. So for me, my hustle changed, my writing changed, everything changed for the better. So I even became more confident, I became more myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are some of your most memorable experiences in Coke Studio?
There's so many, so many.
Drop them, Twanze.
I think for me, number one would be meeting Yemi, because actually one of the main reasons I joined Coke Studios because Yemi Alade saw my cover and they reposted, and someone from Coke saw, and that's how I got the job.
Wow.
So she met me, she remembered me, which was like 2 years later, and I was just starstruck.
Oh, wow.
Another highlight was, I guess, meeting Jason Derulo. So, just meeting this big stars, you're like, wow, kumbe you're a human being like me.
Yeah.
But it was very, very, very humbling.
Yeah. Wendy, you're going international. You've been contracted by National Geographic to basically curate songs and create songs around climate. Please talk to us about that experience. Who called who? How did they reach you? I mean, there were so many artists that could have done it, but they chose you. Why?
The beauty of being an artist, even an influencer or whatever in this day and age, we have the internet. You know, you're not really limited to your country or your surroundings. So there's actually an amazing, like a social network for female creatives from all over the world. It's called FemNoise. Shout out to FemNoise.
Nice.
In that space, there are all sorts of female creatives. So they were like, who wants to be part of this beautiful project of National Geographic, where you are in your environment as a producer, you just record sounds that help promote conservation of our environment. And I applied very jokingly, and I was the only one who was chosen from Africa to represent. So I'm really, really excited.
So you're yet to start?
So we're in the process right now. So it takes a bit of time, also vetting, and then National Geographic have to. So it's a process, but we're already there.
But what are some of the highlights you have? You've met a lot of people, you've been around a lot of people. What are some of the highlights in your life?
For me, that I can, get up and still do music till today, I started off with so many of my friends, and I can't say they have that privilege right now, So for me, it's a highlight to wake up every day and say, I'm a musician. I can hustle with my music. I can live off my music. So for me, it's a blessing.
Before we play your song Panda Shuka, you are a budding producer. That means you are like, it's an act you've started. It's not something that you had. It's like an afterthought. Did you always want to be a producer? And have you ever faced as an artist, because there's so many women that struggle, especially female artists, that go to the producers and they're like, no, lazima unipatie. You know, there's an exchange. You know, it's like a transactional kind of relationship. So is it why you wanted to be a producer?
I'd say that's one of the reasons, because it was frustrating, you know, working with male producers. They want other things, they're not professional. Or, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, I don't want to say the whole industry, but because we lack some proper policies, you know, sometimes professionalism is not considered the same way you consider professionalism. So I found it a challenge, you know, going back and forth, wasting time. So I was like, okay, let me just, you know, learn. And it's very simple. It's actually simpler than we think. I think it's the whole mentality of, you know, it looks technical, it's a guy's thing, so you don't even bother with it. It's actually simpler than learning an instrument.
Really?
If I may say so, yeah. So if you're a female artist, you know, just try it out. You never know.
Do you play instruments?
Yes, I was forced to because of production. So I play piano and a bit of guitar.
Well, let's take a look at your song. You know, let's watch Panda Shuka. Sai Sai. Yes, you know, tell us about this song. What was the inspiration behind it? And also, let's talk about
Panda Shuka. I just lost my job. That is the genesis of this song.
Ooh, okay.
It was, I think, just before the first lockdown happened. So I think it was just those rumors. Then we lost our jobs. Then I remember I didn't have fare that day, and I was walking on some funny hill. I was tired. The sun is up, and I'm like, natembea tembea, natafuta mimea, panda shuka. So that's how actually the chorus just randomly came. And for me, I think that night I went and watched a show called Shades of Benga. It's a beautiful YouTube series that shows the past Kenyan music from the 1950s, 60s. And I realized we have a problem with our music. You know, we don't really go back and see what was there. And there's so much good music. So for me, I just decided, let me borrow a sound from there and try to make it my own, and that's how Panda Shuka came about.
But how would you classify your sound?
For me, actually, my sound is like pop, Afro, R&B. Yeah.
What was the budget on the other video?
Zero budget.
People,
come. Everyone come with one boti. We are good to go. That's it.
Are you serious?
So remember those ones, eh?
Those ones.
I remember those video shoots. But what are you
do.
looking at right now? What are you working on currently?
I'm currently working on my album. I have amazing features, amazing artists. Some like Steph Capella, Scam Cardinali. So many dope collaborations. I'm just excited.
Cardinali. Oh my God. But before we go to the next story, let me just find out about for people, because when the video started, kuna in loving memory of Baraka. Who's Baraka?
Baraka is my very, very close uncle. He was such a huge inspiration in my life, in my sound, in everything for me. So unfortunately, he passed on without seeing the video. So it was like an honor to him. Thank you.
But let's talk about, you've told us, you have a couple of collabs, Habakule, and the people you're saying they're more into the hip hop scene, kind of trappish, kind of, whatever. So how is it, fusing your sound and theirs? And how did you get to pick the people you'd work with in this particular project?
I think for me, it's all about the vibes that I get from their music, first of all. And for me, I love experimenting. Sometimes when you're in the gigs, you meet other artists, you vibe, you're like, okay, let's work on something. And some of those collaborations came like that. And some, you shoot your shot in the DMs professionally. Asking for, a collab. Some say no, which is cool. Some say yes, and you pick it from there.
There's a giant streaming site that used your song on Sincerely Daisy. That's on Netflix. How did that come about?
It was so random. Actually, Nick Mutuma, shout out to him and his company. They reached out to me And they told me, you know, we feel your song would fit for this particular scene, and yeah, that's how it came about. It was so random.
Nakakiru kaching.
Of course, kakiru ilikuwa.
But so are you producing your new songs, your collabs? Are you the one who's working on them?
Some of them I'm producing, some of them other producers.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do for fun when you're not doing music? Let's get to know a bit about you. Let's get personal.
Yeah.
And what do I do for fun? Well, I think for me, my life is music, but I love teaching kids. I teach kids music. I love traveling. I've actually, of late, I've been traveling like inter-county.
Is it solo trip? Or?
Solo, yeah, random, literally, like random trips, just discovering myself, making music on the road, meeting new people. Yeah, so I love traveling, I love reading. I love reading a lot. Yeah, so those are some of the things.
But what's the challenge about being a solo traveler?
Well, as a lady,
yeah, please warn them.
You're not even supposed to like post your real-time location. You know, it's actually very dangerous.
Okay.
Those are some of the things, and always like carry extra cash for yourself. Always have someone know where your live location, someone you trust.
Yeah.
Always have them know where you are. So those are just some of the things.
Thank you for sharing that. But as a producer, working with other producers, when they make your music, do you sit there and like,
of
be like,
course.
yes, you
because
I do creative control.
Creative
How is
control
that?
is very important because before, if you go and look for like some of our songs in the beginning, we sound like rats, we sound like some funny things. You're like, So this time we have control of our sound, and you owe it to yourself and your fans to, you know, deliver a good product.
But what if the producer takes it not very like personally? Kuna mse mwingine anaona please this ili wimbo yangu. So yeah, does it happen?
For me, I think I always approach such projects professionally. So even before we sit down and produce, there's something called a split sheet. We agree, okay, this is the percentage you're taking, this is my percentage, this is what you're making, this is what I'm making, or something like that, so that we know our roles before we even begin. Yeah, to avoid any conflicts.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming, Wendy. Unfortunately, our time is up, but thank you so much for coming. But where can people find you on Instagram? And
people can find me on every social media platform at Wendy Kay Music. That's K-A-Y Music.
And YouTube?
Yeah. Even YouTube, Wendy K-A-Y.
Hapo sasa. Thank you so much, asante sana. But we're going to take a very short commercial break. When we come back, we have to help you kidogo kidogo. But we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. Yes, I'm back, and today we have such an exciting game. It's the first time we're doing it here on Chatspot, so I'm sure you guys are going to love it. So you know what time it is. Today we are playing a game called Tongue Tied. We are going to see who's the best FMC. Although we already know tuko na FMC hapa atatuosha tu, but ni sawa, we'll still enjoy trying. Yes, ni sawa tu tutaoshwa na tuanikwe, but ni sawa, we'll enjoy playing. So there'll be words on the screen, and we're supposed to go as fast as we can without, you know, shrubbing ama kuangusha, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Joyo anza kurap.
Hey, wait. I'm supposed to go to the beat,
rap,
okay?
Yeah.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter picked a if Peter Piper picked a peck of pepper. Hey, picked a peck of people's peck. Hey,
where
bro.
are you at?
Let me just start again.
Okay,
so Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
Hey, good job.
I would even lie. Hey, next.
Wow.
Peter Piper. Okay,
next. Nana.
Betty Butter bought some butter, but she says the butter's bitter. If I put in my butter, it will make my butter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my butter better. So it was better Betty. Butter bought a bit of better butter.
Hey,
what
you've gone more on the beat than me. It's actually it's okay. I don't even feel bad. What else is cute?
That's bad. But
can we have
fine.
Two
Betty.
Nafaa kurudia.
Naweza rudia ukitaka. Acha sawa. Okay, akush.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
the same
Kush.
one.
Ndio ya kush sasa.
Mbona make a H?
Mukamba.
Jaribu tu.
How much wood will that woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, he will chuck wood as much as he could and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck chuck. As a woodchuck would, if a woodchuck could chuck
Wow.
That's
bad.
better job than me.
I'm like, it
You've
just
done a
can't.
better
I
job
can't.
than me. But
I think
anyway.
tunafaa kuwa na sauti mingi ndio ituchoche.
Ukiongeza sasa sauti.
Tuongezee
tujaribu
sauti
tena.
tuonyeshe. Round 2 baby.
Hey.
How much?
Chuck wood.
Ingine basi tupe ingine.
Okay, ingine.
Siake my H.
Sawa.
Hey.
The big black bag beat a big black bear, but the big black bear beat the big black bag.
Hey, good job. See?
That's
See?
a
Easy.
good one.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Next.
Next.
Missy on the soul and Mr. So on the sea, so now see so sees before so see.
Mama jaribu though. Baka ameanza. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Aya, trying to
Let's go to the next one.
All right.
Siake my H then.
Okay. That's easy.
Okay.
Twende kazi.
Shush.
Choose to choose. The choose.
That was nice. Do we have another one?
Do you have another
Zakula
one?
midomo hizi.
Yeah, bruh.
Tunaweza rudia. Hebu Joyo try that one.
I tried this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I know
Peter is big.
Bruh, okay.
It's a lot. Tuweke ingine.
Big.
Ndio.
Okay. If to choose shoes, to choose the shoes he choose.
That was good. Let's
Choose
the shoes he choose. Wow.
Nakwambia.
Jaribu ya Peter. Jaribu ya Peter. Patia na
Peter
nayo.
ni refu.
Okay,
I think I did this. Mr.
Yeah,
C
this is the one
on
you
so.
did.
Tujaribu ya
Peter,
jaribu ya
aya.
sasa.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, was the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper? Booked. Very
Kush
much.
jaribu
Betty
hii.
bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. If I put it in my butter, it will make my butter bitter, butter. I'm so lost. I'm like, yo. I got lost.
You are doing good.
I'm like, hey, eyesight things are gone. It's blurry.
Mini hype man.
Butter will make a butter better. So it was better, Betty, butter, better. But it's getting better. Hey, yo.
Okay, let's try.
do this.
Yeah.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck, he would chuck as much as he could. He would chuck.
How much?
Jaribu.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, if wood could chuck, he would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would. If a woodchuck could chuck.
I know, right?
Another one.
Hey, the big
I'm going to do that one. Kush fanya hiyo. That's easy.
Very.
Okay, the big black bag bit the big black bear, but the big black bear bit the big black bag back.
That was good.
2 years.
Bro.
I'm so rusty.
Your nini zina chok. Aka kuanzisha gari nzee. Itakaa mtu.
Tuna practice.
Tuna practice haya.
Mi ndo nilifanya hii.
I might have a future in like FMC. You never know. Let's try.
Okay, FMC.
Let's try.
Let's see. Try yeah.
Mr. C on the saw and Mr. Saw on the seesaw. Now seesaw, sword, seesaw before saw, see.
Now we see.
But that was
good.
I wasn't half. I wasn't what I was saying
good.
half of the time. Now come check
You see
King
Mr.
Kaka.
C.
King Kaka mwambie
kuna vile
nipigie
Kaka Empire.
Kaka Empire. You know what, Femi one. You can teach me some. Yeah, you can teach me some. I have a future in this, man. I strongly believe I have a future in this. But we do have some advice pot today, do we? Do we have advice pot?
Tumemaliza show.
Oh, tumemaliza. Nilikuwa na feel nika bado tuko na time ya advice pot.
Ni sawa. Advice Monday.
Tuta advice Monday, but guys, I hope you really enjoyed this game. Expect to see more interesting, fantastic, Fantamagorgeous games from us here on Chatbot.
Fantamagorgeous the game.
Maze bado na rap. If you want to see some more fun games on Chat.
Guys.
Tunawapenda sana. Enjoy your weekend. I know it's the first weekend of July. Melipwa. Be safe. If you need to drink responsibly. If you're under 18, do not drink. But tunawapenda sana. Tutaonana Monday.
Sanitize your hands and sanitize your brains. Bye.
And your insides.